Hey, we're Jake and Felicia, and this is our 40-foot school bus that we converted into our tiny home on wheels. Come and take a tour of the bus that we've called home for the last 2.5 years.
I think it was the pandemic.
The pandemic for sure had something to do with it. Everyone was kind of in their project era, and we bit off probably the biggest project that we possibly could have. We were trying to buy a house for like 6 months in 2020, and none of our offers would go through. It felt like we were trying to force something. We pulled the trigger and we bought our bus. The pandemic kind of showed the world, the entire world, that the way that we thought life had to be, our work-life balance, it kind of redefined it for everybody. And we already shared a love for travel prior to the pandemic. I think this gave us an opportunity to explore our backyard and travel to places in the United States that we otherwise probably wouldn't have. All right, so let's go ahead and show you the inside of Zia the bus. In our entranceway, you'll actually see a custom mosaic. We wanted this statement art piece whenever you walk into our bus as a beautiful welcome to our bus. To the left of the stairs, you'll see our shoe storage, which we actually use every single day. We have a husky. We've traveled with our dog. He's actually right here. Come here, babe. He has his own little cubby, which has his leashes, his harness, all of his toys. And then we also have a big bin that you'll see that has his dog food. All right, so welcome to the cockpit area of the bus. This is the driver's seat. We have like a little mini botanical garden going. And so when you walk into the bus, it's very earthy, a lot of greenery. I don't drive the bus. Jake actually is the sole driver of this bus. So this is where he sits while he drives. When we moved into the bus, we were actually a family of 4, not a family of 3 like you see us now. We had a senior dog. She had been my dog since childhood. I had her for 16 years. She actually got to come on the road with us for about 1.5 years until last October. It just makes me happy that she was able to hold on long enough to be able to experience that with us. I was able to show her a little bit of the world.
If you want to follow me to the right, we have our pull-out bed and sofa, and it also doubles as storage. When we're building the bus, we did not want to sacrifice our hobbies or like our creative outlets, so we store our skateboards, longboards, our instruments, and our camera equipment under there. To my left, we have our TV and our workspace. The workspace I use 5 days a week. It's on foldable hinges. We really tried to keep the space as open as we could whenever we were thinking about the design of the bus, especially the living room, because we saw a lot of like builds that had an alleyway, and we just thought that was a little bit too cramped for us. And this has worked really well for us.
All right, so if you follow me a little bit further back, we're going to come to my favorite area of the bus, which is the kitchen. I kind of think of it as like the heart of the bus. In New Mexican culture, we show all of our love through making food, and I'm sure if you've ever traveled with us, you've had New Mexican cuisine one time or another. We were probably force-feeding you chili to make you join our cult, and it's where we make a lot of our memories, and we intentionally set aside a really large portion of our layout to the kitchen. To my left, you'll see our fridge. It's a retro-style fridge. It's a really beautiful cream color. We love the aesthetic of it, and I truly don't think that we could have gone any smaller on the fridge. Holds, I think it's like 2 weeks worth of food, and we can go a really long time before we have to go grocery shopping again. Above our fridge, we have some storage. This is where we keep our bread and whatnot. And then if you follow me a little bit further back, a lot of people, when they walk in, they're like, man, that is a huge sink, and like pure cast iron. So it weighs like 100 pounds. 30 inches across, super deep. We love it. It's a farm style matte black. We actually thrifted all of our cabinets from a yard sale, repurposed them by repainting them the like iconic turquoise color that you'll see in a lot of New Mexican style homes. Then if you look right up here, we custom built a spice rack. We have our 3-burner range, and it's an oven combo, and we love this thing. We cook on it every single day. The countertops that you see here, Jake actually custom built. Down here is our pantry, and then this is where we keep our dishes. We try to keep it kind of open up top with the shelving to keep it kind of light and airy. And then probably my favorite part of the kitchen is right here to my right, and this is where our wood-burning stove lives. It was so impulsive. We had no idea what we were doing. We bought the bus kind of on a whim with nowhere to even park it. We lived in a 2-bedroom apartment, and half the time we couldn't even find a place to park our Jeep or our truck. And it was really cool because after we purchased the bus, it kind of all just like fell into place, and we found a place to build it, and we were able to live there. And then the bus took about 2 years to convert.
Obviously, it's a big build. You have to commit to it. So like that amount of time was kind of challenging to commit to it because, of course, we had days where we were not,
Yeah,
where
the list just seemed to get bigger and bigger instead of smaller and smaller. And we estimate about $30,000 for the total cost of our build. We try to thrift as much as we can and repurpose items.
That's excluding all of the labor that I need to charge her.
Boy, Aspen and I put in so much work together. We have no idea what he's talking about.
Just eating popcorn and drinking sodas on the sidelines, watching me sweat.
I don't even drink soda.
If you are building a bus conversion, I recently found that signaturesolar.com has the best prices on a lot of things you might need. They have 400-watt solar panels for cheaper than I've ever seen. They've got lithium batteries like the EG4 I reviewed that are fantastic value. They've even got pre-charged, super efficient mini splits for sale. Check out signaturesolar.com in the link below and use my code JUICEBOX for $50 off anything you buy.
As soon as we started designing the bus, we were like, okay, we have to find a place where we can put a wood burning stove in there. It makes the winters so cozy. We can listen to the crackling of the fire, and it just warms up the bus. We custom built the stand that you see it on. Down here is where we store all of our wood. We purchased the wood stove itself from Northwoods Fabrication, which we actually don't see a lot of people use this brand, but it's actually pretty inexpensive. This one only costs about $300. So if you follow me a little bit further back in the bus, we are going to my second favorite area, which is the bathroom. And as you can see, we have a huge tub that we custom built in here. We wanted our bathroom to have an adobe feel to it because that's really traditional in New Mexico, and we kind of wanted to bring the same vibe with us on the road. So we used lime wash plaster for our walls and our ceilings, and for the tub, our tub is built halfway over one of our wheel wells, and it slopes down into the tub, and we have a little window right here so we can take a bath with a view. In front of me on the walls, we have 3 little cubbies, little nichos that hold all of our toiletries. We have a full body mirror. The floor is custom tiled with terracotta tiles. Our compost toilet, we built it ourselves, and then we also have a little storage area for our towels, custom shelving, and a medicine cabinet, and also a little skylight that doubles as our emergency exit. This is our bathroom. We've been lucky to travel throughout Canada, the United States, and Mexico as of this year, and we're desert dwellers at heart, and Zia the bus looks good in any desertscape, but I feel like we're drawn to so many places. We always go back to the PNW. We love the mountains, but I think hands down, peak bus life travel has to be Baja California. We finally went to Mexico this year for the winter, and man, it just blew all of our expectations out of the water. It was awesome to be able to park on like a blue water, white sand beach and have fresh Mexican food brought to our camp, and the culture, the people, the food was incredible. And yeah, we're already planning our trip back for this winter.
2.0. All right, so this is our bedroom. It is located in the back of the bus. Whenever we designed the bus build, we designed it in a way that had 3 different rooms. So we do have a queen-size bed back here. It's big enough for me, Felicia, and Aspen. Below that, we have our storage, our garage. It stores our electrical system and our 100-gallon freshwater tank. Above, we just have another cubby that we use for decorations as well. We have a 12-volt fan back there that we use a lot during the summer. To my left, we have our clothes. So we have a closet space. To my left, we also have a washer. We thought it was a good idea when we first got on the road. Although we have used it, we use it mainly now whenever we're plugged into shore power and water because it does take a lot of those resources. We also did not do any window deletes throughout the bus. So one of the good things is that the views it offers whenever we're back here, we have like a panoramic 360 view from wherever we park. And yeah, this is where we sleep.
After 2 years of being on the road with just our bus, this thing is huge, and it might be kind of hard to believe, but this thing is not easy to drive.
It's big. It is a 40-foot bus.
Like park it sometimes. Sometimes we're too long for national parks. And we kind of figured, you know what? It might be time to start towing a vehicle behind.
So this is the Jeep. I got her when I was 19. She was my first car ever. When it came time for us to start towing, it was a no-brainer. We're gonna tow the Jeep. It's capable. It is an extension of the bus. It has a 4.5-inch TerraFlex lift, which is sitting on 33-inch tires. I have a swing out bumper with a tire carrier, and then we have a 12,000-pound winch up front. On the inside, we took out all the carpet and bed line, which just makes it a lot easier to maintain and clean, and I'm sure you'll see a lot more of her in the future.
If we look back on the beginning of the build, I feel like it changed us in so many different ways. I can reflect on so many times where I just wasn't confident in myself. I wasn't confident in my building skills. And now I have so much more confidence. And if we ever did another conversion, which I think we will one day, I'm just so excited to use all of my experience and my knowledge that I've gained. We truly went into this with no plan and no idea what we were doing. And we learned a whole lot along the way. Then another thing, I think taking care of a vehicle and maintaining a vehicle of this caliber is no joke. You don't really know what you don't know until you jump into it.
Being on the road changes you. I don't think doesn't matter who you are, it has its impact on you. It for sure forces you to be in the moment. It changes you by appreciating those moments for sure. I don't think we really had that before. We were just so caught up in the day-to-day
hustle.
Mm-hmm.
It's allowed us to kind of live life at our own pace and on our own terms, and living in a small space is no easy feat for anybody. It teaches you to communicate. It teaches you to constantly be cleaning. I mean, this is our first home, truly, and we've learned a whole lot in the last 4 years.
Thank you, Jake and Felicia, for that wonderful tour of your extremely attractive Southwestern style schoolie. And if you are a regular viewer of this channel, I would love it if you would give Jake and Felicia, who filmed this tour themselves, a big welcome to the Mobile Dwellings crew. They are now going to be filming alongside myself, traveling the country, trying to find you the best rigs and the most inspiring stories. Please give them a follow on Instagram at @SeeAtTheBus. Peace.